is filter on. I mean, yeah, this is the thing. This is where it starts. It's like a rabbit hole. Like the further you go down. Yeah, I did start sort of doing what I'd actually really like to see. Probably it would be a simpler solution for people who want to integrate just with WordPress, and that's their whole sort of reason for choosing it, is to find a way that we could put bbPress in a folder, in the plugins folder, and just put in a plugin file which somehow maybe didn't necessarily, I mean there's lots of
loads bbPress into WordPress versus the other way around kind of thing.
The other idea that Morel had when I was talking to her yesterday, which I hadn't thought of before, was that it might be nice to have a WordPress plugin that was a bbPress installer.
Absolutely.
Which seems a bit crazy, but then if you initiate the bbPress install from within WordPress, you know everything.
Yeah, you can automate it.
And that's not going to help with the I want the same header sort of thing.
Yeah.
But at least it could get bbPress installed really quite easily, straight away. So that's a cool thing that I wouldn't mind exploring a bit more.
And if you look at what the forum plugins do, they basically just take over the content chunk of the page and throw all junk in there.
Yeah.
And bbPress could put its junk in there too.
Yeah, we got lots of junk.
You could even hook in. It'd be hacky, but you could start an output buffer at the loop start and end it.
Yeah.
Just make a page called bbPress and just replace the content.
Yeah. So that would
be pretty easy.
That would be the idea of turning it into kind of like a super plugin, if you like. And maybe it's something as simple as you make a page which is like bbPress, and you put in like a short code, and that's like everything of bbPress in like one thing. But there's so much testing and stuff to overcome in that area that I just haven't gone down that.
But what you get for free is every WordPress theme in the world.
Yeah.
And you inherit. Like I found that
mind you, they wouldn't have specific stuff for like a table and stuff.
But I found like a lot of
you could get there.
The default theme, whatever it's called, that you've got, Kakumai, like it's pretty. It really is. You can mostly just put a new header and footer, and you at least have a basic thing that'll work. And it's kind of ugly, but it looks okay.
Yeah,
that's alright.
Depending on how good the CSS from your theme is.
It kind of goes. There's two ways that people go. People either seem to go, yeah, that's fine, like changing the CSS isn't a problem, or they go, well, that's too hard and I'm not going to use it. There's kind of like no in between.
It's also interesting historically with forum customization, no one changes the stuff in the middle.
It's
weird.
If you look at
forums
weird.
all over the world. You can kind of tell by the font styles and like everything.
You're like, oh, that's
is this PHP BB?
Yeah.
No one changes it.
We changed it on my baby, our baby.
Yeah. Well, bbPress, the thing that was innovative when it first released, was the first one that didn't use tables, and you could actually style the CSS.
Yeah.
Like all the others at the time used inline CSS because they didn't know what CSS was.
And because no one ever wanted to change it anyway.
So if you go to like, this is like the top 100 sites.
That's kind of cool. How did it pop up like that? That's neat.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I think it's her own. This is run by CK, who's like
Snap?
It's not Snap. I think it's her own thing.
Does it have shots?
Probably just a jQuery.
It's not M-Shots. Something else.
Good.
So these are all. Okay, so there's a good example. DailyKitten.com. I have no idea what this site is. But like,
it has cats.
Hello. It's like that's
Kakumai.
almost completely unstyled Kakumai. So it's like, it's exactly the case. So I don't know how you can get around that. But yeah, you can certainly pick a bbPress form.
Motivation.
One thing I was using bbPress for a long time, and I shut down forums for other reasons, but I'm going to add them back. And I'm running this other web application called Quizlet, and we have a WordPress blog, and we have a bbPress installation. And both of those separate installations, they're not integrated with each other. Both of those import the Quizlet engine so that we can run like the header and have their user stuff. So what I did for bbPress was use the kind of hook infrastructure to write my own bb create user kind of thing, and hack a bunch of permissions and stuff like that, so I could use my own user modeling. So one of the problems was kind of the encapsulation of like function names and stuff like that. So one request, I guess, I haven't looked at the latest version.
Yeah.
Is to kind of have every variable and every kind of thing prefixed with bb and like stuff like.
Yeah, a lot of it is, but then there's a lot that isn't.
Yeah.
That is a good answer.
Yeah, and I don't know. It seems like we had a ticket up a while back, which was like change everything to bb underscore something. And it's like, and it got closed, but not everything was done. That was
I think we closed it because it was too vague.
it was too vague.
Yeah.
We did a lot, but we didn't know how much more needed to be done.
Right.
No one ever helped out.
Well,
we closed the ticket. 'Cause
Yeah, the thing is that every time I change a function name, I have to add a stub to deprecated. So it's like,
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You could also write a postcard to every bbPress user in the world.
I probably could. We could probably do that by normal mail.
So the other thing though is that the user. So you're using bbPress 09, I guess?
Yeah. Let's see what I mean, I think I was building it off of like a version from last year. Let's see. That would be in bb includes bb version or version.
It's not in its own file.
Okay.
But if you open.
Yeah, I think it was 09.
Is there a file called functions.php?
Here.
Oh, jeez.
File called what?
Is there a function called functions.php?
In the main directory.
And bb includes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you open that and search for bb underscore version. But if there is a file called functions.php, it's already open there.
So yeah, the deprecated function is
There's no bb version, but it says
10,000 lines.
0.8,
1,000 lines.
So.
So the user stuff has been abstracted a bit.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, more, but differently.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's probably easier to change some of that stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, because I think just as an overall idea, I mean, it integrates well with WordPress, but I think it can integrate well with everything.
Yeah.
If it's just kind of, its own little
Yeah, that was one of
package.
its original goals, and we've sort of gotten away from that. Trying to abstract user data well enough that it could talk to any user model.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's nice, but like I mean I'm willing to like put some kind of layer in between that myself. But
Yeah. I mean, you can potentially like create like a mapping where you map, the user table sort of fields to whatever. I mean, that could be something that we put in, but and again, I mean, I don't hear a hell of a lot of demand for it. But I mean,
What are users asking for the most? Like the values or users?
it's about integration these days. Like in core, we don't even have the ability to put in attachments like images and stuff, and we hardly even get a request for that. Like every like 3 months or something, somebody turns up and goes, "How do you add attachments?"
Yeah.
I can't do it for some reason. So that's kind of like an expected feature in a way.
Most forms.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might be that we just don't get a lot of feature requests because we don't have a hell of a lot of users. That's possible.
Here's a feature request, maybe like a related.
Here's a feature.
I'll give you
Feature request right here.
Right here. Yeah. Me to it.
Related posts or related. So when you write something in,
Yeah.
it could show a box somewhere that has
I mean,
related stuff to
It
it.
seems like a lot of people are using bbPress for support, and that would be killer.
Yeah.
If even before you post, it's like, hey.
Instead of search the forum replies, you get,
Before you post, check this out.
yeah.
It sounds like it'll rely on search,
Yeah.
which is kind of a sore point.
bbPress would be an interesting place to experiment with Sphinx font.
Yes, definitely.
yeah, what are the Like PHP and MySQL requirements for bbPress.
The same as WordPress. Yeah. So.
That kind of holds us back a little bit, right?
I mean, I'm not sure if it really holds. I mean, I suppose it does in terms of sort of full text searching. Does the post table hold stuff in full text? Does it have a full text index?
We have a full text index, don't we?
In bbPress, yeah. But I'm not sure if WordPress does, and I don't know if that's the difference between the two.
Yeah.
Sam, do you mind if we hijack the projector plug? Are you still projecting?
I don't have to.
Don't have to.
It's all dark in here.
Apparently, yeah. Now it's a little bit.
Yeah.
Apparently, we only have one around here now. There's like 5 have gone somewhere.
Maya
since
has them.
yesterday.
So, someone put them in the t-shirt boxes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.